Hi and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today we have a 2011, it's a Chrysler 300. The customer complaint is they got in the vehicle on two different occasions. They got in the vehicle, turned the key, and they said it struggled to start. By struggle, he says that he turned the key, it started, it rumbled, and it died back out. So we got the vehicle here now. We're just going to check and see if we can duplicate the problem. I did try it a couple of times already and I could not duplicate the problem. So let's try one more time. We'll see what it does. Okay, well, as you can hear, it cranks right over without any kind of a problem. But he did say the only time they have that problem is first thing in the morning, which leads me to believe that and I might add, this car has only got 40-some-odd thousand miles on it. It leads me to believe that the problem he's having is probably just going to be something battery related, because he said after he tried it a couple times, it was able to start and it runs. There is no check engine light on. I am going to recommend to him that I can scan it and see if any codes show up, so we'll see what happens with that. But the first thing we're going to do now is, before we go crazy, we're going to get our load test machine, and we're going to actually do a test on the battery to see if the battery is weak or if it's low. And I'm also going to call the customer to try to get more details out of the owner. So you know what, let's go to the back. We're going to make a phone call together. We're going to talk to the customer, and we'll see if we can find out more details about what's going on. Come on. Tony, how you doing? It's Jim. Hey, Tony, I got the car inside, and can you explain to me exactly what was going on, like when you first got in the car? Okay. Well, did she tell you what was happening? Like when she turned the key, what did it do? Okay, and then how did you get it started after that? Okay. Okay, but like when you were trying to crank it over, the engine was spinning, or it wasn't spinning, or did it sound like it was like a real like a slow crank like that? Okay. All right. If I could talk to your wife, it might be the best thing. Okay. All right. Well, just have her give me a call. Yeah, just have her give me a call when she gets in. And, all right, in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a load test on the battery, because my suspicion is that the battery is weak. I'm thinking that most likely when she started the car in the morning, it cranked very slowly. Because this battery is this is a really big battery in this car. This battery is located in the trunk, so it takes a lot of amps to get this thing to crank over. And if the battery is just a little bit weak, and especially now that the car is a 2011 and we're in 2016, so it's, you got 5+ years on it. So let me just do a load test on the battery, and we'll see what the condition of the battery is. In the meantime, if your wife gets in, just give me a call back so I can actually talk to her too. Okay? All right, I'll call you back as soon as I do a load test on it. Thank you. Bye. Okay. He didn't try to start it. His wife actually did. He's not sure exactly what happened with it, but let's grab the tester, and we're going to go outside and we're going to do a load test on this battery to see what how many whole cranking amps it actually has inside the battery. So all right, let's grab our tester and get outside. Okay, first thing you're going to notice obviously is the battery is not up in the front of the vehicle here, but we can test it from here. We need to connect up the negative here, the positive here, and then we can do a load test on the condition of the battery to see if the battery is good or not. So all right, let's hook it up and we'll do this together. Okay. Now I did look this up to see what the cranking amps are supposed to be, and this one calls for 690 cold cranking amps. I'm sorry, not 690, 790. It's true, guys can't do two things at once. I can't press buttons and read and talk at the same time. All right, so we have it set now for 790 cold cranking amps, and we're going to test it. I don't know if you can see that, but it says surface charge detected, turn headlights on. So we're going to take a walk inside and turn the headlights on. Okay, headlights were on. Now it says turn headlights off. So we'll just wait for the headlights to turn off on their own. All right, headlights off detected, it says. Retesting is 790 CCA. Replace the battery. I don't know if you can see that. 12.44 volts, 289 cold cranking amps. So this battery is absolutely no good. I don't know if you can see that. Let's bring you in there so you can take a look and see. Okay. So we are going to tell the customer that the battery has to be replaced, even if this was not the problem. Let's get back up here. Okay. We are going to make a recommendation to the customer to go ahead and replace the battery. Even if this was not the problem he was having in the morning, he is going to have a problem. We are leading into the winter right now, so it's logical to go ahead and replace the battery at this point. I have a suspicion that that's what the problem is, but I am going to throw the scan tool on it real quick, and we're going to see what codes show up, if any, and then we'll talk to him about replacing the battery. So, all right, let me grab my scanner. We're going to check it real quick, and don't go nowhere. Okay, after talking to the customer and telling them about the battery, how the cranking amps were lower than normal, we are going to change the battery. You're probably wondering, what the heck am I doing up in the trunk area of the car? But that is where the battery is located. It's in the right side rear, in the cargo area right there. So I'm going to bring you in there. I'm going to show you where the battery is located, what kind of tools you're going to need, and I'm going to also show you how you can save the memory on your computer in the vehicle, so you don't lose the memory on your presets on your radio or your navigation or whatever. The way you're going to do that is, I'll bring you in, I'll show you, but you have a jump start box or a battery memory saver, and you plug it into the accessory port inside the instrument panel over there, and you bring power back into it. So before you disconnect the battery in the back of the vehicle, you make sure you have it connected up in the front inside the passenger compartment, and that will save the memory in the computer. So let me bring you in there, I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you what tools you're going to need, and we're going to get this job done. All right, so let's go up there, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You're just going to really get a jump start box, any booster pack, any memory saver, and you bring it over here and you plug it into the accessory port, which is really right up inside any in the dashboard there, whether it's a cigarette lighter or whatever. All right, you need to plug this in, of course, to your jump start box. And now, before we go any further, we're going to go in the back and we're going to prepare it to remove everything. And then we're going to come back in here and we're going to turn the accessory lights on the dashboard by pressing the button without stepping on the pedal. So let's go in the back and I'll show you what we're going to need to do. Okay, this is what you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need a good battery. You don't want to go with a cheaper battery, because you need the cranking amps to get this battery to get the amperage up to the front, because it is located in the trunk. You're going to need a set of sockets, a ratchet, a long extension, and a couple of either 10mm wrench or a 10mm socket to remove the battery cables. Now, this is where your battery is located. Obviously that's your positive, so we're going to remove the positive and the negative. We're going to take off that bolt right down there, which appears to be a 10 millimeter, and then we're going to take this strap off that actually holds the battery from shifting around while it's in the trunk. As you can see, it goes around right over here. So the way you're going to do it is you're going to disconnect your negative battery cable first. We'll put that off to the side, and then we're going to disconnect the positive, and we're going to put that off to the side. Make sure that your positive cable doesn't short out into anything, because it is going to be live, because you're feeding power back through it with that jump start box. So all right, let's get some tools and let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect that 10 millimeter bolt that actually holds it down in place down here. It's actually the bracket that secures it down, so we're just going to unbolt that. We'll take out the bracket and the bolt. And we're just going to put this off to the side right now. I'm just going to leave it over here. Now this strap, we need to take this strap off here. That actually holds the battery in place, so you just pull that. And now, take that out. And we're just going to leave this off to the side right now. Now remember, you want to turn your key to the on position in the vehicle. Okay, now that we have the key in the on position, we're going to loosen up the cables here. Take this off for now. We're going to disconnect this one. Now whether you want to use a wrench or you're going to use a socket, it doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer. All right. And we're going to take this cable off like that. Just put it off to the side for now. And then we're going to come back over here and disconnect this one. Now, like I said, just make sure you don't ground out that cable, because it is live. And then we'll lift this battery out of here. And we'll put our replacement back in. And I just want to point this out to you too. The battery itself has that little plug piece right in here that the vent has to plug back into. That's this vent that I just disconnected right here. All right, make sure your positive goes back in the correct location. We're going to plug our little vent right back into the battery. We're going to lift off that cover for now. We're going to reattach our positive. Hopefully you can see a little better now. All right, we're going to push that positive all the way down as far as it can go. And we'll tighten our positive cable. Nice and tight. And we're going to reconnect our negative cable that we previously removed. Okay, so now we're tight there. Make sure your battery is pushed back up in here where it belongs. We're going to reattach our strap. Pull it nice and tight. Sorry I kicked you there. We're going to put our mounting bracket back in here that we previously removed. That'll keep the battery from moving around. Got to screw our bolt back in that we previously took out. Screw it in by hand, and then we can tighten it up the rest of the way with the ratchet. Now you're just snugging it down. It doesn't have to be tight. It's just to hold the battery in place. And that's nice and tight. Now, this is the negative cable. This really doesn't matter if you touch it with the ratchet. This is the one that's actually dangerous if you touch it with the ratchet. All right, now, make sure you put your battery covers back on like this. And like this. Sometimes this one will fit, sometimes it won't. In this case, it doesn't. Let's just see this here. We're going to put this cover on because this one fits a little bit better. This one is interfering with it just a little bit right there. So these are trash. And that's it. We're all set. All right, so let's go up front, start it up, and make sure we're in good shape. All right, that's it. Battery's all tightened down. We made sure we put that red cover back over the top of it because that's the positive. That's the one that's important. Negative, it doesn't matter if you leave that cover off. The battery came with the negative, but you don't really need to use it in this particular case. And it didn't come with it from the factory anyway, so we're just going to trash this. All right. Make sure you got your hold down tight. Make sure you put that strap back around there also. And that's it. You should be in good shape. Now, when you put that battery back in, the positive is the one you have to be real careful with. You don't want to ground out that wrench touching into anything else that's made of metal, because the battery is positive. Anything else made of metal around it is all negative, and you'll definitely have a problem with that. All right? Have any questions or you need to talk to me about anything? Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.